All right, good afternoon. We're going to be talking about equity. We're going to be talking about foreclosures. We're going to be talking about, is this 2007 all over again? What we are seeing in Ocala and Ocala real estate is we're seeing a real stabilization in inventory. We've seen a drop in interest rates over the last couple of weeks. So I think that's really helped the marketplace. So I think my goal here is to guide you in the process, give you information that'll help educate you and help you make educated decisions. So that's a big thing. And if you have comments, you can leave it in the chat. Remember, we're doing this live. And if you have questions, leave it there. No editing. You can also connect with me if you have questions at 352-572-3796. You can text me. You can call me, whichever. I'm the broker here at Realty Executives located on Silver Springs Boulevard. But let's take a look at what we're really seeing. We're going to take a look at some foreclosures. We're going to see what's available at the moment. But first let's start with what's the available equity in homes nationwide. One of the things that we saw in 2007 is that people bought homes in the prior years with zero down, mortgages were easy to get, and people didn't have a lot of equity in their homes. In fact, a lot of them were upside down, meaning they owed more than what the property's worth, and then unemployment hit. And it was just the whole financial crisis, as you can tell in this area here, you can tell here that there was a low in the amount of equity people had in their homes. 2005, 4.9 trillion. Looks like it was probably in the lower threes back in 2011. That was the low point. And then from then on, the next 10 years, we saw increases. Actually, nine years, we saw increases in the equity, right? And the amount that people had, the equity they had in their homes, the difference between their mortgages, if they had one, to the value of their property. In fact, many people own their homes free and clear with no mortgage. So that helps here too. So then we saw a big spike up in 2021, market goes crazy, big valuation, and then 2022, slight increase, early 2022, quarter two, right? And that April, May, June mark, that was the peak. And now Q3, the last quarter, looking into August and September area, July, August, September, a pretty substantial decrease in equity. Not surprising based on the interest rates going up, not terribly surprising, but the amount of equity that we're seeing, because it's tremendous, basically tells me that we're not as vulnerable as what we were in 2007. So the similarity is that for the first time since 2007, price declines, adjustments, increase in inventory, that's there. The difference is, okay, this is the difference, much more equity this time versus last time, okay? So now let's look at something else that I think is ultra important when we're talking about foreclosures. Let's look at what's happening. And I think, by the way, the same thing happens, when you talk about equity, we're seeing pretty much the same thing here in the Ocala area. The only thing that could be a concern where I think we could see some foreclosures is we're seeing many people in our area will buy a home through VA or FHA, low, not a lot of money down. So if there is, unemployment picks up over the next couple of years and the equity is not there for the people that bought in the last year and a half to 2 years, that could be an issue. Okay. So far, and I think that's the trend we may see. Like we're going to see more foreclosures. I don't think we're going to see what we're seeing in the red here, which is 2008, 9, 10. So many more foreclosures than ever, like over 2 million, and then obviously declines in foreclosure, a low in 2021 because obviously values and the amount of property, amount of demand was there, and now we're seeing slowing demand in 2022, and we've seen much more foreclosures than last year, but certainly not anywhere near. I mean, talk about 88,000 foreclosures Q1 through Q3. That's ridiculously low compared to all these years here. So much less foreclosures for sure. And what I do want to show you on a local basis, when we're looking at the local market, let's take a look at the foreclosures, right, over the last 180 days, the amount of foreclosures that have hit the market and closed, we're basically looking at, a small handful. So we're talking, or a big handful of 25, let's see, 25, 43 properties that have are either active, pending, under contract, or closed, sold over the last 180 days. But currently, what's available right now for foreclosures, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 homes in the entire Marion County are active that are bank-owned properties, starting from a very large farm. That's super interesting for $19.5 million. I'm kind of interested. I haven't seen this property. So let's take a look, right? 366-acre farm in the northwest part of Marion County. Looks like a beautiful property. Super interesting. It's right next door to Bridlewood Farm. So if you know someone interested in that, let us know, of course. But let's take a look at the other properties. But the typical foreclosure is going to be these here. We've got one in the Country Club of Ocala for 626, but most of them are going to be retirement community in Oak Run for 215, 211, Spruce Creek South, Spruce Creek North, 192, and 150 respectively, and a couple of mobile homes in the northwest part or northeast part of the county. So that gives you an idea of what we're seeing as far as foreclosures. It gives you an idea of what's really happening as far as foreclosures in Marion County and Ocala. I think we're going to see an increase in foreclosures. It's similar to 2007 in the sense that we're seeing price reductions. We're seeing we've seen a big increase in inventory over the last 8 months, but a slight increase in inventory over the last couple of months. In fact, we've seen some reductions there. So I think there's some similarities there, but the big difference is many more people have more equity, and I think things are more stable than what they were 15 years ago. So if you have questions, let me know. And of course, please like this video. That would be absolutely fabulous. And please subscribe if you haven't subscribed.